What if I told you that the biggest reason most people never become financially successful has nothing to do with income, education, or luck? It has everything to do with psychology. Two people can earn the same salary. One builds wealth, freedom, and peace of mind, while the other stays trapped in stress, debt, and fear. Why? Because money does not respond only to math, it responds to mindset. Tony Robbins has spent decades studying millionaires, billionaires, investors, and ordinary people who transformed their financial lives, and he discovered something powerful. Wealth is not created first in your bank account. It is created in your habits, beliefs, emotions, and daily decisions. Many people think if I just made more money, all my problems would disappear, but history proves otherwise. People win lotteries and go broke. Athletes earn millions and lose it all. Meanwhile, disciplined people with average incomes quietly become wealthy. So if you've ever wondered why money slips through your fingers, why success feels far away, or how some people seem to attract abundance effortlessly, this message is for you. Stay with me until the end, because the 5 lessons you're about to hear could completely change how you think about money forever. Lesson 1. Wealth begins with belief. Tony Robbins has long championed the idea that your financial destiny is not written by your bank account but by the blueprint you carry within your mind. This internal blueprint is a complex web of subconscious associations, cultural conditioning, and childhood observations that dictate how you interact with every dollar you earn. If your internal narrative is rooted in scarcity, believing that money is a finite resource that requires backbreaking toil, or that wealthy individuals are inherently immoral, you will find yourself caught in a cycle of self-sabotage. You might overlook a lucrative promotion, fail to negotiate a deserved raise, or impulsively spend a windfall because your brain is trying to reconcile your external reality with your internal identity. To the subconscious mind, being good is often more important than being rich, and if those two concepts are at odds, the good self will ensure the wallet stays empty. To break this cycle, you must undergo a process of radical mental restructuring. This involves moving beyond the surface-level desire for more cash and digging into the why behind your current financial status. Robbins suggests that successful people don't just work harder, they think differently. They view money not as a master to be served or a demon to be feared, but as a neutral, high-energy tool that can be used to build a life of purpose. This shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset allows you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. When you begin to view wealth as a vehicle for freedom, security, and contribution, your brain begins to scan the environment for ways to acquire that tool. You stop saying, "I can't afford that," and start asking, "How can I afford that?" A subtle linguistic shift that flips the switch from a closed door to a creative problem-solving mission. Inherited beliefs are often the most insidious because they feel like absolute truths rather than subjective opinions. Many of us carry the echoes of our parents' financial struggles or the societal middle-class script that suggests wealth is reserved for the lucky few or the genetically gifted. However, Robbins posits that financial success is a skill set that can be learned provided the student is willing to burn their old script. By consciously choosing new empowering beliefs such as "I am a creator of value" or "the more I earn, the more I can help," you align your psychology with your goals. Without this alignment, any financial strategy, no matter how brilliant, is destined to fail because the psychological immune system will eventually reject the success. True wealth starts when you decide that you are the architect of your economy, regardless of the winds blowing in the global market. Lesson 2. Emotion controls financial decisions. The financial markets are often described in terms of numbers, charts, and algorithms, but Tony Robbins reminds us that the primary driver of market movement is human emotion. Specifically, the twin forces of fear and greed dictate the peaks and valleys of the economy. On an individual level, these same emotions are responsible for the vast majority of wealth destruction. When the stock market dips, the biological fight-or-flight response is triggered, causing many investors to sell at the bottom to stop the perceived pain. Conversely, when the market is booming, the fear of missing out, FOMO, leads people to buy at the top. Mastering your wealth requires mastering your state. If you are operating from a state of panic or scarcity, you lose access to your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for long-term planning and logic, and become a slave to your amygdala. Developing emotional intelligence in finance means creating a buffer between stimulus and response. Robbins emphasizes that while you cannot control the volatility of the world, you can control your internal reaction to it. This mastery is built during times of calm, not during the storm. It involves setting up predetermined rules for your money so that when your emotions are high, your decisions are already made. For example, having a diversified portfolio and an automatic rebalancing strategy prevents you from having to make a gut decision when news headlines are screaming about a recession. Wealthy individuals understand that volatility is the price of admission for long-term gains, and they train themselves to remain stoic when others are losing their heads. They realize that an emotional reaction to a temporary dip is the surest way to turn a paper loss into a permanent one. Furthermore, our daily spending habits are frequently tied to emotional regulation. We often retail therapy our way out of stress or prestige spend to mask insecurities. Robbins teaches that if you use money to fill an emotional void, you will never have enough of it because the void is bottomless. By identifying the emotional triggers that lead to impulsive financial behavior, be it boredom, loneliness, or a need for significance, you can find healthier ways to satisfy those needs that don't involve draining your capital. Discipline isn't about deprivation, it's about remembering what you want most over what you want right now. When you achieve a state of emotional certainty regarding your financial future, you no longer feel the need to chase every trend or react to every fluctuation. You become the calm eye in the center of the financial hurricane. Lesson 3. It's not what you earn, it's what you keep. There is a pervasive myth in our culture that a high income is synonymous with wealth. We see athletes, celebrities, and corporate executives earning millions only to find them filing for bankruptcy years later. Tony Robbins dismantles this illusion by highlighting the leaky bucket syndrome. It doesn't matter how much water you pour into the bucket if the holes at the bottom are just as large. Wealth is the residual value that remains after all expenses are paid. It is your net worth, not your gross pay. Lifestyle inflation is the primary enemy here. As people earn more, they often feel a social pressure to upgrade their cars, homes, and wardrobes, effectively staying on a treadmill that requires more and more effort just to stay in the same place. To build real power, one must decouple their self-worth from their spending habits. The secret to building a money machine is to treat every dollar as a seed rather than a piece of fruit to be eaten. Robbins advocates for the tax efficiency and fee awareness aspects of investing, which are often overlooked by the average earner. If you earn 10% on an investment but lose 3% to hidden fees and 3% to taxes, your real growth is significantly hampered. Wealthy people focus intensely on the net after tax and fee return. They understand that by minimizing frictional costs, they allow the miracle of compounding to work at its maximum velocity. This requires a shift in perspective. Instead of looking for the next big win in the market, look for ways to plug the leaks in your current system. Saving an extra 5% of your income and putting it into a low-cost index fund can result in millions more over a lifetime than chasing a hot stock that may or may not pan out. Robbins often refers to the Freedom Fund or security bucket, which is a portion of your income that you never ever touch for consumption. This money is designated solely for the purpose of being invested. By automating this process, you remove the decision fatigue associated with saving. When you pay yourself first, you are essentially telling your future self that their freedom is more important than your current self's desire for a fancy dinner or a new gadget. This behavioral approach to finance recognizes that humans are generally bad at saving but excellent at adapting to whatever is left in their checking account. If you make your money invisible before you can spend it, you build wealth effortlessly. Over time, these kept dollars grow into a forest of capital that eventually provides shade income for you, allowing you to retire from the labor market forever. Lesson 4. Small habits create massive results. In a world obsessed with overnight successes and viral wins, Tony Robbins brings us back to the fundamental law of the universe, the law of compounding. Most people vastly overestimate what they can do in 1 year and vastly underestimate what they can do in 10 or 20 years. Building wealth is rarely a singular heroic event. It is the mundane, boring, and repetitive application of sound habits. It is the decision to pack a lunch instead of eating out, the discipline to read 10 pages of a financial book every day, and the consistency of a monthly contribution to an investment account. These actions seem insignificant in isolation. One day of saving $20 doesn't make you rich, but when compounded over decades, the geometric growth is staggering. This is the snowball effect, where the initial effort is high and the results are low, but eventually the momentum becomes unstoppable. The psychology behind these habits is rooted in the concept of incremental gains. Just as an airplane that is off course by only 1 degree will end up in an entirely different country after thousands of miles, small shifts in your daily financial habits will lead to a completely different life destination. Robbins encourages people to focus on the process rather than the prize. When you fall in love with the habit of learning and the habit of growing, the wealth becomes an inevitable byproduct. This requires a high level of delayed gratification, a trait that is consistently linked to success in all areas of life. By choosing the small right action today over the immediate pleasure, you are building the mental muscle necessary to handle larger amounts of money. If you cannot manage $100 effectively, you will certainly not be able to manage $1 million. Moreover, these habits create a sense of self-efficacy. Every time you stick to your budget or make an investment, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. This builds a reservoir of confidence that spills over into other areas of your life. You begin to see yourself as a disciplined, capable individual who is in control of their destiny. This internal shift is more valuable than the actual money saved. Robbins emphasizes that you must schedule your habits because what gets scheduled gets done. Whether it's an annual review of your insurance policies, a quarterly check-in with your financial advisor, or a monthly audit of your subscriptions, these recurring tasks form the structural integrity of your financial house. You don't need to be a genius to be wealthy. You simply need to be more consistent than the average person. Lesson 5. True wealth is freedom. Ultimately, Tony Robbins teaches that money is nothing more than a medium of exchange for something far more valuable: time. We often get so caught up in the pursuit of the number that we forget why we wanted the money in the first place. True wealth is not about having a mountain of gold. It is about having the autonomy to design your day exactly how you see fit. It is the ability to say no to a toxic boss, to spend a Tuesday afternoon at your child's school play, or to travel to a new country without worrying about the cost. If you have $10 million but you are constantly stressed, angry, and disconnected from your family, you are, by Robbins' definition, bankrupt. Money should be the fuel for your life's mission, not the mission itself. When the pursuit of wealth comes at the expense of your health or relationships, you are trading a diamond for a pebble. The highest level of wealth is contribution. Robbins often tells the story of his own humble beginnings and how a stranger providing a Thanksgiving meal for his family changed his entire perspective on humanity. This taught him that wealth is only meaningful when it is used to serve others. Whether through philanthropy, mentoring, or creating businesses that solve problems, using your financial resources to make a positive impact provides a level of fulfillment that no luxury good ever can. This purpose-driven wealth creates a virtuous cycle. The more you give, the more you feel wealthy in spirit, which in turn fuels your drive to create more value in the marketplace. It transforms money from a source of anxiety into a source of joy and legacy. You aren't just building a bank account, you are building a testament to your values. To reach this state of total freedom, one must first define what enough looks like. Most people chase an infinite more, which keeps them in a state of perpetual dissatisfaction. By calculating your financial freedom number, the amount of passive income needed to cover your ideal lifestyle, you give your brain a concrete target. Once that target is reached, the game changes. You no longer work because you have to, but because you want to. This is the ultimate liberation. Robbins reminds us that the goal of the wealth journey is to reach a point where you are completely unmessable. You are secure in your assets, clear in your purpose, and free in your time. At the end of the day, wealth is the ability to live life on your own terms, contributing your unique gifts to the world while sleeping peacefully at night, knowing that you and your loved ones are taken care of. The psychology of money teaches us a truth most people learn too late. Financial success is not reserved for geniuses, the wealthy, or the lucky. It belongs to those who think differently, act consistently, and manage emotions wisely. Tony Robbins shows that money is not just numbers on a screen. It is behavior, it is mindset, It is the ability to delay pleasure today so you can enjoy freedom tomorrow. It is the courage to invest when others hesitate. It is the discipline to live below your means when others chase appearances. And it is the wisdom to remember that wealth means nothing if it costs your peace. No matter where you are today, broke, struggling, stable, or successful, you can change your financial future by changing your financial psychology, one belief at a time, one habit at a time, one smart decision at a time. You do not need to be perfect, you only need to begin. Start saving, start learning, start investing, start thinking like the person you want to become. Because the moment you master your mind, you begin to master your money. And when you master your money, you gain something far greater than riches. You gain control over your life, your future, and your freedom.